All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron, and the reason you subscribe to our channel is for our daily videos, keeping you informed on everything that goes on with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the whole market. I try and provide you with value on a daily basis, and woo, we have been going a long time. All right, let's get to it. What I want to talk to you about today, I thought this was really interesting. We're talking about the volume that we've been seeing with Bitcoin and the whole cryptocurrency market. I got a few different tabs I want to show you, so try and follow me on this. So we don't talk about the volume a lot. Right now, the volume for Bitcoin is $10 billion, about $10 billion. Now, is that a lot? Is that a little? Well, let's figure it out. Let's put this into some perspective. So here we are today. This is where we are in 2019. Beginning here is the beginning of 2017, and smack dab in the middle right here is the all-time highs, the late 2017 bull run, and then the beginning of 2018 where the bubble burst a little bit. We went into this correction, and here we are today. So right now you can see, check out this bottom number right here. 24-hour volume is about $10 billion. So is that a lot? Is that a little? Let's compare it to where we were at all-time highs. Well, that's interesting. When Bitcoin was trading at almost $20,000, our 24-hour volume was $13 billion. It's just a little bit larger than where we were today. It kind of makes sense, right? Because the whole market at this point was overvalued, as in people were paying premiums for cryptocurrency back then because we were in the euphoria stage. Let's take a look at, near the top here. So 17, okay. So now we're at 17, 14, 10, 11, 12, 9, 19, 21. So basically, when we're here, right around this time, when we were near all-time highs, this whole time, the 24-hour volume was between $10,000 and $20,000. And right now, we're at 10. Well, let's continue for all of 2018 and see how this compares. So once we get out of this massive correction, so because basically from the very top to when we had that massive correction all the way towards in February of 2018, 24-hour volume was almost the whole time between $10 and $20 billion. I already checked on this. I wanted to point this out to you. So after we get out of this little zone right here, what you're going to notice is that the 24-hour volume is staying, for the most part, below $10 billion. So that's where we are right now. Right now we're at $10 billion. So once we get out of this zone right here, for all of 2018, we're below $10 billion. What's really interesting is once we get into the latter half of 2018, we're trading below, or the 24-hour volume is below $5 billion. So right here, we're below $5 billion. Below $5 billion. We pump up a little bit, okay, but the 24-hour volume is still at $5 billion. So that's the whole second half of 2018, we're below $5 billion. And remember, the all-time highs, or at the all-time highs, we were only at 13, and this whole time we were only between 10 and 20 billion. And then we remember this flat period in 2018 right here. A lot of people thought we were going to go up at the end of the year. Many people thought we were going to go down. That's what ended up happening. We ended up capitulating a little bit, but during this flat zone right here, still we were below 5 billion in 24-hour volume. So we were really low right here. So it makes sense how we went down. A lot of selling pressure, so we got up between 5 and 10 billion again, but then kind of settled down, and we're 4 billion, 5 billion, still around 5. So notice this now. Now we're picking up a little bit, 6 billion, 7 billion. Oh, we hit 10 there for a second, but now we're at 9, 7, 9. So now we're between 5 and 10, and especially as we get into this final month, well, now we're just at 9 and 10. Now we're getting up towards 10. So what does that mean, you think? The fact that we're seeing greater trading volume right now. Well, let's just for fun compare it to what was happening before the bull run, just to put it into a little bit more perspective. And then I'm going to show you the 2014 bear market. Should be pretty interesting. So at the beginning of 2017, we can see that we hadn't even hit 1 billion in 24-hour volume yet. In fact, we don't hit 1 billion until right around here. in May of 2017. And then, I mean, once we hit 1 billion in trading volume, we went up, up, up. This was the beginning of waves of the eventual parabolic rise. And we don't get over 5 billion until, so the first time we got over 5 billion was right around here. Bitcoin was trading at around $6,000. And then first time we hit 10 billion, which is where we are right now, I want to remind you, Bitcoin's price was at $10,000. And of course, we had this bubble. We were overvalued. Everybody realizes the price that people were paying at this time did not reflect the actual data or the actual fundamentals. Well, just before we get into 2014, let's check the overall market cap, or the overall 24-hour volume of the whole entire market. Right now, the 24-hour volume is 34, what is it? This would be million. So this is 34 billion, correct? Yeah, 34 billion. And you can see that at the very height of the 2017 bull run, the 24-hour volume was at 48 billion. Yeah, and so as we're correcting down, go from 48 to 50 something, we're basically between 20 and 50 in 24-hour volume. And this again is all the coins, not just Bitcoin. So once we get out of this area, and again, right now we are at 34. Once we get out of this major correction zone, we're trading below 20 and below 10. Oh, we got back up to 24 again, which is still less than where we are right now. Right now, we were at 34, and at all-time highs, we were at 43, 50 billion about. This little pump right here, we were at 32. So Bitcoin's price around this time was 10,000, and where we are right now in volume is above that. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that you can see similar results on the overall market cap. Let's move it on over to 2014 and see if we can draw some parallels. And again, if you're getting value from this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's a small thing you can do. It helps us grow as a channel. So here we are in Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin this is the beginning of the 2013 rally, which led to the 2-year bear market that we know of as the 2014-2015 bear market. Now, we don't have volume data at the beginning of this. You can see here it says 0 USD for 24-hour volume. We don't start getting 24-hour volume until we start correcting. So you can see here, and again, back at this time in 2014, it was very, very much more volatile than where we are today. You'll be able to see how much it jumps. So it's hard to say. So we can see that we hit over 100 million at this time, something that we don't do a lot. So the fact that we were able to get over 100 million is pretty significant, but really we're trading anywhere between 20 to 100 at this time. And let's get out of this period. Let's go to this flat zone right here. A lot of uncertainty at this time, a lot of disinterest. Right around this time, the 24-hour volume is 10 million, going up. We're not hitting over 100 million like we used to. It's below 50 for much of the time, even below 30. What I want you to notice, and again, this isn't exact, but we can kind of see some similarities, is the first time that we were able to pump, oh, there we go, first time where the 24-hour volume got over 100 million. That was significant because that was definitely showing us that an uptrend was happening. And again, we popped up over 100 in 24-hour volume again. That's interesting that you can see here that we were in an uptrend. And the same thing can be seen. This is it's a little less volatile when you look at the overall market cap from 2014 to this is the 2014 bear market. So we start. So yeah, you can see here is again Bitcoin was really the Mac Daddy back then. You don't get a lot of difference from what Bitcoin already told you, but you can see here we popped up above $100 million and we corrected. We kind of got up above 100 again around this time. But let's get out of this area right here. So we start Now we're below 50. Oh, did we get? Yeah, we go. We just touched 100 right here, but we're still very much downtrending. Anyway, let's get to this flat area, and you can see the same thing we just saw. That 20 million, 30, 20, 40, 30, and it's not until, there we go, we popped up to back what we were over here, and then we did it. Did we do it again? Yeah, we did it again, because I saw it with Bitcoin. Pretty close. You can see that the uptrend started once we started seeing kind of similar 24-hour volume. So again, let's look at where we are today with Bitcoin's volume being at $10 billion. Something that we didn't see besides the very beginning of 2018 when we were very much had a lot of sell pressure. Something we didn't see for all of 2018. We were below 10, and then for the latter half of 2018 we were below 5, and then just in the past few months we got over 5, getting over 5, and then for the past about a month we've been 8, 9, 10, and that's where we are right now at 10. So what does all this mean? What does all this mean? I mean, the fact that the volume that we're seeing right now with Bitcoin and the whole cryptocurrency market is not at all-time highs. I'm not saying that we're anywhere near all-time highs, but what I'm saying is that it is greater, and I'm talking about significantly greater than the lows that we were seeing for, over a year, for most of 2018, especially when you take a look at the whole cryptocurrency market in previous bear markets, right? We can see that the volume started picking up near the beginning of this uptrend. It's not necessarily a bull run just yet, but it is an uptrend. Looking back, we can see that at this point the bear market was over, as in the uptrend had started. Now, maybe the bull run hadn't started, but the bear market was over and the uptrend had started. So honestly, this isn't there's no reason to go all in based on this, but this isn't nothing. That's all I'm saying. This isn't nothing. But honestly, I'm curious what you think about this. I have a couple of theories of my own. I want to hear from you. So before I tell you my thoughts, tell you what, pause the video in just a second and let's gauge the community a little bit. So you guys, if you're so inclined, you don't have to do this, but if you're so inclined, what do you think this means? What is the significance of all of this? And then the people who maybe, you can either, upvote it or, press the whatever button, and we'll see, which ones rise to the top. And then I'm going to give you my two theories. So pause it right now if you're so inclined to share what you think this means. Because like I said, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. I think we can agree on that. Okay, and I hope you probably paused it, you probably answered, and now we're coming back. So, is this the true start of an uptrend, and what is causing this? Now, it could be simply a grassroots movement, right? A lot of people are probably realizing that the price is way down from where it was. A lot more people have probably realized the actual value that Bitcoin has and the actual value that cryptocurrency has, and they're noticing this market is down. So maybe this uptick in volume could be just, normal, everyday, average people. Another thing, is it possible that more people have started transacting with Bitcoin to pay for goods and services? Or even a third possibility is this. Are these whales who are used and have been buying OTC over the counter, is their transactions spilling onto exchanges? This is something that I've brought up before. A few different people have. The fact is that if you have large orders, like we just found out that Jack Dorsey, he said that he bought $10,000 of Bitcoin, and then he did the same thing a week later. He was alluding to the fact that he was cost averaging $10,000 a week on Bitcoin. We know he at least did it a couple times. And these people, they need to buy over big money. They need to buy over the counter, or else they'd have to deal with slippage. Now, the thing is, the OTC market, it's only so big, and you got to imagine that plenty more people besides Jack Dorsey are doing this all across America and Australia and Europe, and then across the world in China, in the Middle East. And the OTC market is only so big. Is it possible that some of this is spilling onto an exchange? I don't know. Or is it just a grassroots movement? I'm not sure. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to your attention. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something. I think it's something. Now, you know that I've been saying for months now, since we were over here, that I think Bitcoin has more to fall. I thought Bitcoin was going below 3,000, and I have a buy order set below 3,000. if we never go below 3,000, that's why I'm also cost averaging at this time. I just don't know. I mean, fundamentally, and this is something we go over every single day, fundamentally, there's a lot of reasons to think the price of Bitcoin will be way, way up in the future, in the long term. Now, these fundamentals, they're not great indicators for the short term. I do think not a lot of time we need more time to pass before people who, got burnt during this last bull run, before, they're comfortable getting back in again, before it takes time to educate people. So I actually, if we don't go any lower, I'm not saying the bull run is going to start like we saw in 2014. I mean, this turned into a clear bull run. I mean, I think the best we can hope for at this point is there's a lot of sideways price action. And again, I know some people are going to, if I say I think the price is going to, I'm long-term bullish, people, yell at me for, giving people false hope. If I say I think the price is going to go down in the short term, people yell at me for just, being outrageous for the sake of being outrageous. So the fact that we're kind of up from where we were back here, I mean, it's nice to see higher highs, but we need to pass 4,200, which we've seen time and time again. There is a cluster of resistance. I don't know. Now I'm rambling. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Hope you found value. Anything else? Feel free to follow us on our Twitter at altcoindailyio. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for another video. All right, my friends. I will see you tomorrow. It's going to be a great year.